Hey and welcome to another video. So although this video is mostly dedicated to the synthesis or better extraction of terephthalic acid from PET bottles, at the end I will take a short look at the projects that have been started on this channel earlier and never came to an end, mainly aerogel and the induction heater. So basically this is propylene glycol in arbitrary amount with a lot of PET waste like bottles and other PET stuff packaging, and drain cleaner sodium hydroxide, which I used 150 grams for 200 grams of PET. And here you can see the first bubble occurring in my old rusty pot on my old even rustier heat plate. So you need to heat this to around 200 C to get this working in half an hour, otherwise it takes an eternity. So you see if it boils, which is at around 190 C, it really works. And all the PET is turning white into salt, which is sodium terephthalate, which is highly soluble in water. PET is not. And we are later going to extract this out of this goo, so everything is just somehow melted and boiled together. Then it's allowed to cool, water is added, and I left this settling overnight. So here on the left there is the bottom layer, which contains all the dirt that didn't dissolve, and probably all the rust is still in the water, since my pot was first generation chemistry equipment, which is actually dying away at the moment. But at the right there is the clear stuff, which is obviously better. So now to the sodium terephthalate solution, I'm adding sulfuric acid. Basically again arbitrary amount until there is no more white stuff precipitating. So even if this does not look that white, at least at the top there are some white bits floating. So this is looking pretty nice at the moment, but this is going to get a really big mess because you have to stir this around now that everything gets out of there. There are no bubbles of rust and wastewater, since there's a lot of propylene glycol and ethylene glycol, and basically all the contaminants are soluble in the water. So we need to stir this good that we can later filter out the insoluble terephthalic acid, which is here white. But the problem is this goo here is extremely difficult to filter. So there is nothing worse, nothing that sucks more than filtering the stuff. So even vacuum filtration has a very especially hard time doing this, and basically you can't do it with vacuum filtration. So I went to another method which also didn't work out that super well, and that's the old kitchen tool. I just put this on top and some of the water drained, but it just ended up in being a mess. You see my workspace here. So luckily I found out that boiling this stuff works wonderful. So boiling the stuff separates this goo into an aqueous layer and a terephthalic acid layer, which somehow settles at the bottom. And then you can put it through vacuum filtration and get an acceptable result. So here you see the boiled one after vacuum filtration, which is still pasty, but a lot of the contamination containing water has been sucked off. And here is what we are left with, all just some paste, and now it's put in the furnace and we're done. So what's this crappy looking thing? Actually it's rusted again, and this is my recent progress in making aerogel. So there are two main methods. The first is the aluminium isopropoxide or sec butoxide method, which I currently stopped because making this stuff is really terrible. And the second one is the epoxide method, which uses propylene oxide, but this is highly cancerogenic. So I used commercial epoxide glue, and this is what came out. It looks pretty nice for using epoxide glue, but I'm trying to make this method giving a bit more better results. And to an induction furnace, I actually made one working, but I never came to make a video about it, so maybe this will be the next video, but I really can't guarantee. I don't think I'll do another chemistry video, but really I don't give too much forecast. So hope you enjoyed this video and see you hopefully sooner, because I'm was kind of busy too now.